part 8 in our series, this time looking at apple, beech, field maple, yew, Lawson Cypress and willow. Now, when we last looked at apple in the winter time, it was a pretty innocuous looking thing. You'd have walked past it without noticing, but now of course in the spring it's starting to throw out shoots. But the first thing that happens really after that is these fantastic flowers. Cherry red almost in bud, fading pink, opening white. Out of curiosity, just have a look at this. This is an ornamental crab apple called Malus floribunda, which has sort of exaggeratedly better colours than the one we just looked at. And then this one here, just the pink, has a sort of a purpley green leaf as well, but the flowers, look at that, Malus Profusion. When we last looked at beech, it had these very pointy buds and brown leaves left over from last year hanging on in places where there was new growth, particularly on a stem, something like that. Look how it looks when it comes into leaf, same twigs on the same tree, look at that. And then the tree in the winter, and then how it looks when it comes into leaf. Very graceful, and look up through the crown, nothing quite like the beauty of a beech tree. So here we are with the field maple with its winged bark, and its buds just starting to break, and further back into the hedgerow examples of the leaves a little further advanced and even more further advanced. And then after this period then the flowers start to set. It is worth remembering that whilst very similar, the flowers of the Norway maple have set seed by this time. By the time this comes into flower, Norway maple's finished. And then of course we can see the winged seed heads appearing. So we'd seen the yew coming out of the winter, coming into flower like that. Examples of the new growth, this is just before it kicks off on a hedge. Here we go, it starts to just throw out shoots. And then about 4 weeks later, that's what it looks like, nice and fresh. Now with the cypress, it's not such a dramatic transition from the winter to the summer. There is detectably some growth going on, but the characteristic here is the cones, the new little cones forming. Lastly in this section, the willow, which we left very much like this, just completely bare. Nothing apparently going on at all, and then all of a sudden we get this goes on. We've got the catkins, as you can see, facing upwards like candles, and new leaves coming out. That was the tree in the winter, and then you can see the buds breaking and a green sheen coming over it, and more so. And close up, the narrow leaves behind these catkins just starting to show themselves. Originally the first thing you see is the flowers, but then you get this long thin leaf typical of a willow. This has been the last one in our section about the spring. We'll be back later in the summer for more about the same 24 species. In the meantime, if you have any gardening concerns, go to www.priestgate.co.uk.